Hello, welcome to a new video. In today's video, we're going to take a look at the next community day, the next month, generally in terms of updates, and an amazing event that's coming up very soon here. So a lot to cover in this video today. Also, one more thing, I did a video recently for the top teams for the Open Great League. I changed a little bit the layout of the things that I did. I'm going to adjust it a little bit for the next time around. I saw all the comments below it, so yeah, just want to say I see your comments all the time. I take suggestions. And yeah, we're gonna change a little bit of it for the next time. It's not gonna completely change back to the old system though, because I think there's a lot of benefits from what I did for the last one. Anyway, check the video out as well, but let's move on here for this one. One more thing before we start as well. All of the graphics here today are going to be from Vanilluxe. Please, there's a link down below to their X account or Twitter account, which is way better. They do the best graphics for Pokemon Go in my opinion. Absolutely worth follow there. And yeah, you're gonna see everything for the Vanillite community day here. We're gonna talk a little bit through it. We're going to have the the special move of Avalanche, which you're gonna be able to get throughout the community day by evolving the Vanillite? No, is it? I don't know. Into Vanilluxe, whatever it is. I think it's Vanillite. I always mix all of them up. I don't know, like, can you... I don't know, like for me, they're all kind of look very similar, so I always mix them up. But yeah, if you evolve to the final stage, you're gonna get Avalanche. We're gonna take a look at how much of an impact that's gonna do. Actually has a very interesting moveset, generally speaking. But yeah, we're gonna have the stand stuff for the community day, like Incense and Lure is going to be 3 hours. But here for this one, it's going to be a XP community day, so 3 times catch XP, which is cool for the people who still need XP or are interested in like the stat itself. Not really mine, but that doesn't matter. That does not really mean anything because for everyone else, this is going to be very likely a very cool bonus. For me, basically, I only like the Stardust bonus, but that is a me thing. Anyway, you're going to see here a special research as well, which you can purchase for $2 where you can get also 3 Vanillite with a special background and get 1 raid pass for it. You decide that for yourself. I have not really bought them recently, to be fair. But I got some gifted to me from the community, so thanks so much for this one. Yeah, I don't expect anyone to gift me anything, by the way. Don't do it if you can't do it. But yeah, we're gonna see here, for example, from the field research, which you're gonna have a lot of times when you just play out the community day. You need 443 CP to get a 100% one, and there are some field researchers that's gonna give you a special background as well. They're usually a little bit harder, like beating, I think, 5-star raid boss was one the last time around. I always threw them away because I thought it was like something that is not for the community day, but there are new quests now, they're a bit harder, that allow you to get one with a special background. Yeah, this is going to be a very interesting community day, generally speaking, because this was something that people expected for last year already, but now it is actually finally happening, and it's an interesting Pokemon. Here we see on the bottom as well the PVPIVs 0, 15, 13 for the Great League, and for the Ultra League 0, 15, 11. So, this is going to be it for this so far. We can take a look real quick on how this is going to act. And you see here already, we have the new move of Avalanche in there. Of course, this is simulations. We don't know if it's going to be the exact same way later on as well. Doesn't always say everything for it. But we see here the current moveset, and we're going to see Flash Cannon, Signal Beam, and Blizzard. Signal Beam actually got buffed recently quite a bit. But as a fast move, we have Astonish, which is cool. Here, Avalanche is a clear upgrade for Vanilluxe. Absolutely clear upgrade. There's no doubt that this is the best move for Vanilluxe to have. Absolutely, like if you want to run this Pokemon, you need to run Avalanche. The issue is just for the Great League at least, is that you have Vanilluxe, which is... Vanilluxe? I don't know. Which is the same Pokemon in a little bit bulkier, which is usually better, with Icy Wind, which is considered, well, damage-wise, a bit worse. And a lot of times a bit better than the Avalanche. It actually kind of depends on really on the Pokemon. Both of them are kind of very equal. But this Pokemon just has a little bit of better stats. It's pre-evolution. It needs to be powered up way higher. As you can see here, it's a kind of small XL Pokemon. But you see here already for the Open Great League, I don't think it's really worth it to get this Pokemon at least here. If you can also build a Vanilluxe, which is definitely a bit more interesting. I actually made recently, like I don't know, like 2-3 months ago though, a video about Vanilluxe in the Open Great League. So I'm actually kind of happy about this because now, for the next time around, I can actually play Vanilluxe and Vanilluxe at the same team. So that's going to be kind of funny. Here, as you see here, Vanilluxe is going to be mainly beating Pokemon that are part Ghost and Psychic type. So those Pokemon are going to be kind of easy for Vanilluxe to beat because of the Astonish Fast move and not being weak to those typings. While Vanilluxe actually has a lot more decent matchups because of the Icy Wind debuff. For the Ultra League, there's nothing really comparable to this Pokemon. But also, like, it is not going to do that great. So we can already point out here for PvP, maybe evolve one, you don't really have to build one. Could be cool in the future if it gets another move update, maybe something better than Signal B, maybe something very cheap. That would be kind of cool for it. Do I think that's going to happen in the near future? Not really. The stats product itself isn't the greatest either. It's an okay Pokemon, but to be fair, I'm actually still very happy about the community today because I like this Pokemon actually a little bit. I know a lot of people don't really like it, but I think it's funny, especially the tiny form of it. Look how happy it looks here as a shiny. It's really, really funny. But sadly also again, like, see here in the shiny form, the first evolution thingy is the best of them all. Afterwards, they kind of just get like a different blue color instead of like this cool, nice pink one. So yeah, kind of sad about the evolution line on the shiny, but it's not something that anybody can change right now. So yeah, this is going to be the next community day. Now we can take a look here real quick at the next season, basically the next month of the season. It's going to be April here, of course, where we're going to get for the first time the shiny variant of Thackery, and I forgot the name of this one. I know the German name for it, which is Coplosio, if anybody is interested in this one. Blacephalon is the English name of it. So yeah, this is going to be very cool that we have those back, which is kind of nice. I like Ultra Beast. Honestly, I really like the concept of Ultra Beast. In the main series games, I love them. In Pokemon Go, I think they're really cool. I liked how they got advertised in Pokemon Go a lot as well. But yeah, they're going to be in shiny. Tapu Lele is coming in here as well, which is going to be a Pokemon that you really want to have for the Master League. Like, this Pokemon is really cool now with the recent buff of Psyshock. And we're going to have here as well Cresselia, which is not as relevant anymore, which is quite interesting. There are a lot of Pokemon that can counter Cresselia. It's still an okay Pokemon though for Great and Ultra League. You can only go for Ultra League though through raids. And now we can take a look at the Megas. Generation 3, all of them, which is interesting. And then we're going to take a look at the max battles here. Is there anything new that got added in here? I can't see one at all. I think they're all reruns basically, which is totally fine. Like, nothing crazy here. But I think they're all reruns from stuff that we have previously. What is decent here is definitely Chansey. I think it's worth picking up from what I've heard because it's a very good tank. Of course, Excadrill is going to be really good. Machamp is going to be really good, but there is also apparently going to be a raid day or something for this one. Eventually, at least there's a tease that the Machamp gets released this season. But yeah, this is going to be it for the max battle Spotlight Hour. There's one that's to be announced, which is on April 1st. So it's going to be a trolley one. It's going to be, of course, like April Fool's one, which is cool. I love that. Very likely Zora, very likely Ditto, one of those two. We're going to have here Meditite, by, of course, speculation, we don't know. We're going to have, forgot the name of you, Fomantis. And then we're going to have the Spotlight Hour that you really want, which is also like marked here. April 22nd, keep that hour for yourself because that is a Pokemon that gives, I think, 500 starters for catching. Plus, double starters gives you 1000. Plus, Star Piece gives you 50%. On top of it, 1500 per catch. Recently, we had Shelter, which was 3000 per catch. This is half of it. But I did get, I think, like around 1.4 million during a 1 hour of Spotlight Hour with Shelter. So this is going to give you, and I played casually, this is going to give you like nearly 1 million as well if you play like kind of more, I don't know, like try to do a little bit more with the Spotlight Hour than I did for Shelter. So yeah, with Star Piece, with especially the Palkia Spatial Rent, this thing is going to be an absolute must-play event for 1 hour. You get like 1 million starters. You can never get anything like this anywhere else. This is what you need to do. And then we're going to take a look at the events, and you see here Stunning Styles, and this is the event we're going to take a look at a little bit afterwards. We have a Tyro Catch Day, which is interesting. We have the Mega Ordino Raid Day, which is a new Mega Pokemon, which also got announced before already. Interesting. I do think they still have to change the blog post for it. It says that it would learn Moonblast, which it doesn't learn in the main series game, so I think they still have to change that. Spring to Spring, which is usually, I think, a hedge-based event the last few years. Or like more towards like bunnies and stuff like this for, or is it? Maybe the event afterwards is like for the Easter. Like we have a question mark event here. I think this is during the Eastern period here. So that's going to be kind of interesting here. What's going to be happening there? We're going to have the G-Max Snorlax, which I love. I hope they can actually get a raid for that done. We have the Sparring Partners Raid Day. There were speculations online. I don't know what is going to be happening there. People were like thinking about like some fighting type Pokemon going to be here. I saw like people talking about Sun and Moon, that they were like a trainer class that was like sparring partners. And they had like a lot of different fighting type Pokemon. I would expect some fighting type Pokemon, but again, let me know down below what you're gonna think about this. Sweet Discoveries, very likely going to be one Pokemon from Generation 8 that we haven't got released yet, which also has like a Gigantamax form. I think it's Pokusan or something. Maybe just the German word again. Could be the case. But yeah, Milcery, I think, is the pre-evolution of it. Definitely, like, should be most likely something that's coming in here because it makes the most amount of sense. And then we have the Community Day, and then we're going to have the D-Max Entei Max Battle Weekend, which is going to be very, very cool as well. And now we're going to move on to the final thing for today, which is going to be the Stunning Styles event. Again, thanks so much for Galax to do all those very amazing graphics. And as we will see here, you're going to get a free Marshadow, which is going to be amazing only if you didn't pay for the Marshadow last year. I don't really like that thing for it, but it is always advertised, like people are well aware of that. So like if you hold on to it and not pay for the Marshadow research, which I think it is not really a Marshadow research, usually like the GoFest ticket, I think it's just included in it. Unlike the Master research that you have always with the Go Tours. This is going to be a Pokemon that is definitely very strong for the Master League and definitely cool to have. It is not as strong this season anymore, I think, than it was the last few seasons, but it still has some potential. I actually need to give it a try maybe again. But cool to see it here anyway, like you're gonna get it for free here, so that's, like, you don't have to pay for it, you're just gonna get it. That's kind of cool, in like a special research. For the people who have it already, you're gonna get candies instead. But yeah, the main, of course, most important thing is on the screen the entire time. We're gonna get the different Tauros, and that's the main thing that I want to talk about. Here we also see like some other cool Pokemon is going to be coming up here. Actually, wild spawns of like the cast form is going to be very cool. And yeah, here will more cast form will appear more frequently in their respected weather conditions. Like that's the thing as well. It's very difficult to get all of those cast forms during this event, most likely because at least, especially the foggy one, is very difficult to get. Like the snow one basically is either fog or snow, and like it's very, very rare. But very cool to see those here. And here we see on the 3-star rates where you can get those Tauros. And as you will see here, you really kind of need to get some friends from those regions to get those Pokemon, which is fair though. But like it's definitely going to be a regional kind of form again. You can only get them through raids, which is fine. And we can take a look here real quick on how they look in the main CS games. So here's also another special research where you can get some cup food candy, which is kind of cool as well. And here you can buy a research where you can get some raid passes, which seems actually okay here, like for value for money, which is kind of fine. You have, of course, here also an increased shiny chance for Shadows, which is kind of cool. But let's take a look here at Tauros. This is like the main CS games Tauros, like the stats for it, which you see in-game as well. You're gonna see here that's going to be a bit slower, which is usually better for PvP. Like speed is going into both defense and attack at the same time in Pokemon Go. Like speedy Pokemon are never really gonna be bulky, which you see as well. Even like something like a Raichu and stuff like this, they're all, or like Jolteon, they're never gonna be really bulky because the stats are just gonna, like speed stat is gonna get added onto both the attack as well as defense. So it's kind of good that this is a little bit lower. Otherwise, you just see like an increase in defense and like kind of the same way of attack and yeah, it's special attack. Here special attack goes down, the other one the normal attack goes up. So Tauros in general, most likely gonna have better stats than the normal Tauros currently, which is really, really cool. Also, you see on the right side while I'm searching up the entire time, I really would like to get all of those cards, but they're basically impossible to get currently, especially in Europe. It's kind of sad. Anyway, here we're going to see what they can learn in the main CS games. We will see here, for example, Double Kick as a potential fast move, which would be really cool for this Pokemon. We have Raging Bull, which is the signature move, which I don't know if we're going to get this. Would be really cool as well. I actually don't really know what this move does, to be fair. So maybe you can take a look at this one real quick as well. Or it removes different effects, for example, like Light Screen, Reflect, Aura Wheel, stuff like this. And if it has a different one, okay, if it has the different types of this, like the water and the fire one, which you saw already, it's gonna turn to a water or fire type move, which is kind of cool. So like this would be really nice for this Pokemon for sure. Here we have the Blaze breed thingy here, which is going to have Flame Charge, which is nice. And Flare Blitz. Flare Blitz would be a move that I would love to see in the game, but it's not in there yet. And for the Paldean Tauros, for the Aqua breed, is going to be having the move Aqua Jet here as a signature one, and Wave Crash. Wave Crash would be also really cool, but it's not in the game yet. So very likely we're going to get one with Flame Charge and one with Aqua Jet is what I would assume. We don't know. It is not somewhere, like we don't know anything about it, but it would be really cool. If it gets Raging Bull on top of it, would be kind of nice. And then most likely a fighting type move like Close Combat. And honestly, I could see this Pokemon being really, really good. But yeah, this is going to be it for this video. A little bit longer than I wanted to. Hope you enjoyed this one. New community day, yeah, new events coming up as well, which is gonna be nice. And yeah, a lot be ready to do in Pokemon Go, which is nice. Nice, like spotlight hour here, like a lot to talk about, a lot of cool content coming up. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. If you did, feel free to leave a like, and I will see you then. Bye bye.